Hi everyone, I'm Chas, and I am in Fort Collins, Colorado. And thank you Hometalk for having me, and thank you to all of you for being here today. We're going to be making some Mother's Day gifts as we're getting close to Mother's Day. And as I get started, why don't you guys all tell me where you are watching from? So to get us started, I just have a, this is a paint marker, a Sharpie paint marker. And I'm going to choose the color red, but you pick whatever color you want. You just push it in to kind of get the paint coming out like that. Okay, and if I need to get another pen, I'm prepared. All right, so what I'm going to do is I took this mug. Now what you'd want to do to prepare this mug is make sure it's good and clean, and then wipe it with, they have alcohol prep pads, and usually you want to wipe that to get all the oils off of it. I put this on the other side to just give me a guide. You can freehand it if you want for what I'm going to do, but I tend to not trust myself that I will biff it up and it'll be really weird. So what I'm going to do, and again, please tell me where you're watching from, I'm just going to start making little paint dots first around the handle, like this. And you can change colors if you want. You can do multiple colors. I think in my post on Hometalk I did purple and pink. But I'm just going to go around one side like that. And then I'm going to come back up the other side. Or you could just draw a line too. I'm going for dots today. Can you tell what shape? If you can tell what shape, push the emoji now. Tell me what shape this is going to be. Anybody guessing?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. I'm going to carefully take that off. I smeared it a little bit, but that's okay. You can still clean it up when it's a little wet. Put one more in there. Do you see the shape? If you do, hit the emoji. Let me know you see it. So that is my shape. Now you could make more dots around here. You could write the word mom. You could write number 1 mom. You could, branch this out, make this as simple or as grand as you want it to be. Kids can help with this. You can just use Sharpies as well. I just use the paint marker. So what I'm going to do with this now, I'm going to let it dry completely, and then I'm going to set it in a cold oven. Set the temperature to 350. Turn the oven on and let it cook for 30 minutes. So it's gonna go from cold to hot, and then after it gets to that 30 minutes, you turn the off button on. That sounds backwards. You turn it off, and you leave the cup in there to cool completely. And then it kind of just bakes it into the ceramic. If you wanna take it a step further than that, put a piece of tape around the top and use an acrylic sealer to spray that on there. But again, make sure you tape where you're going to drink from, because you don't want to get that on your, you don't want your lips touching acrylic sealer for sure. So if you like that, send some hearts please, or some likes, and share this with anybody that you think would like this too for Mother's Day. All right. Oh, and by the way, it's Teacher Appreciation Week this week, so that's a good idea for teachers too if you want to share something with them. So we have a giveaway today. And the giveaway is for a Hometalk t-shirt. And the question is, what is one of your family traditions? And you just share it in the comments what one of your family traditions are, and you can win a Hometalk shirt. And you need to share as well. So 2 things: comment and share this live, either with yourself or on a friend's page, and then you are eligible to win the Hometalk t-shirt. All right, so we're done with the mug. We're going to move on to the next thing. And I'm going to give you 2 options for this one dish set that we're going to make. So again, I've got this is just water. This is just a, you're going to want a tub that doesn't matter if it's going to get dirty. And I'm going to take this alcohol prep pad. Like I said, again, I've already washed them, but just to make sure, because when I set them all over here earlier, I might have got some finger oil on it. We all have oils on our hands. That's totally normal. And then I also have this clear mug or glass, and This glass I know came from the Dollar Tree. The plate, I know they sell at Walmart. I can't remember if I got it at the Dollar Tree or Walmart, but regardless. I'm gonna put on these gloves so I don't get paint all over them for this next one that we're gonna make. So what we're gonna do, and are you telling me where you're watching from? Because I am gonna go back and read. I love seeing where everybody's watching from. And then keep answering that giveaway question. It is pinned to the top. So this is just water. And then I've got nail polish, the plate, and the glass. And I have to do a little explaining because once this gets started, I have to move fairly fast. So I'm gonna pour drops, and you can pick more than one, drops in the water. If the nail polish disperses, you're in good shape, you're golden. If it just balls up and dumps, the project will not work. So test run your polish first. I think it has to do with whether the polish is new or old. This is supposed to be just room temperature water, but I'm gonna add a little extra warm water to it just to give me a little extra time. Because once that nail polish hits the water, it tends to activate very fast. So what I'm gonna do is just take a little blue, but I'm gonna take my lids off so I'm ready to go. And I got some silver glittery stuff here. Move that out of the way. All right, so I'm gonna put some drops in here, like that. And see how that kind of disperses? That's what you want, because if it just sinks to the bottom, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna take the plate and I'm just gonna dip it in there and pick it up. That's all you gotta do. If you put more in there, you'll get more swirls, but that's it. And you're gonna create your own cool, I kind of call it a tie-dye look, and that's it. So now it's gotta dry. So the reason I'm doing the bottom is you obviously don't wanna eat off this paint. Down to dry and set it aside. Now I have extra residue in here, so you just take a skewer and you just kind of do this and it kind of picks up all that extra. It's gonna be hard to see because it's clear, but it just kind of goops on there. So what this does is just collects all that guck and gets it out of the way. Or you dump the water out and you start over. Your choice. Just
Okay, I just did, and we just popped back up. I said, I mean, we're going, so let me know if it's good on your end.
Are we on still?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry, we had a little bit of a hiccup, I guess. I hope we're doing okay. So again, for this one, I just poured more in case it was glitching out for you guys. Dip, pull out. Got yourself a tie-dye glass to go with the plate. So I'll show you this because it's got to dry. I'll show it to you as it ends. Again, you're just going to let this dry. Tape off the top where you're going to drink, a little acrylic sealer, and you're set to go. You can bake it if you want, but I've never heard of anyone baking this type of technique, so I don't know that you need to do that. And again, with the plate, you just want to dip the bottom of the plate, not the top. So that way your plate, you can seal the bottom of that. There's no problem there. Okay, I'm just putting the lids on my nail polish to get them out of the way here. And I will show you, so that one was blue and silver. And we'll let that dry a little bit and come back to it. I'm gonna take my gloves off. Clean up my space here. Carefully move this away. Oh, you guys wanna see this again? It's kinda cool. So again, here's the stuff just sitting on top. So the skewer, you just do this. Picks it all right up. So there it is, and that's how you clean it up for the next round, so it's ready to go. Just that simple. So if you like that, give it some hearts, some likes, share it with somebody. Here is a completed dish. Let me set this down. So there's a plate for you that's dry and a glass that goes with that. So if you have a little bit older kid or it's something you are wanting to make for somebody, this is a little bit more of a I don't know if a fancier dish would be a nice way to say that. But let's set that there for a minute because we're gonna make another dish set. Give you an option number 2 for those of you who like that personal touch from your family members. So same thing, I've got my plate and I've got my glass. So I'm gonna start with the plate. I'm gonna flip it upside down again because you don't want to eat off the ink. Again, paint markers. So my family, my color is green for Mom, blue for Brielle who's taping, and red for Colin. And you could add Dad into this mix too, or all the kids, you know, it's kind of up to you. So you just, here, I'm gonna take my ring off. You're just gonna set your hand on the plate, and kind of like Thanksgiving, you're just gonna go around and trace your hand like this. There we go. Like that. And then if you want to, you can personalize it with the word, right? Little tough to see. See, now I missed a little bit there. That's no problem. You just go get some nail polish remover, clean that up. No problem. You're gonna let that dry. Your next person's gonna come in. You're gonna trace around their hand with their color, and then the last person. So you gotta let it dry between each time. It's gonna be pretty fast. The tricky thing you have to remember is I wrote my name. Well, Mom's a really easy one. But when you write the other kids' names, you have to write them backwards because when you flip them over, it's going to be backwards. So again, envision multiple hands. And ta-da! Here it is, right here. So there's the finished product of the plate like that. A little hard to see. Let me put this white under there because then you can see all the hands. Again, more kids, more handprints. You can bake this then, same thing, flip it upside down, put it in the cold oven, bake it at 350 for 30 minutes, let it cool down in the oven, and you're set. Spray it if you want or not. Hand wash only for these dishes. All right, let's move to the glass. If you like that, if that's something that hits the home run for you, please share that. And give it some hearts and likes. I always love those. What's the weather like where you guys are at today? We have had weird weather again. Springtime here. So we've had some rain and some sun. And what's your weather been like? Don't forget to answer the giveaway question too. You don't want to miss out on a shirt. They're really soft. Okay. For this project, you're going to want glass paints. I'm using this brand, but you can use whatever brand. You just want to make sure they're glass paints because acrylic paints won't stay on glass. So to do my first step with this, again, envision that you've got your family around the table doing this with you. So you've got the first person and they put in the first fingerprint. Then after that, you know, you get as many colors for each family member as you want. And you're going to go around. I'm going to do it this way first so I can track myself a little bit better. And you're going to go around. Each person's going to put their thumbprint in, personalizing it like that. Mine's a little square today. And then I've got my baby wipes to quickly wipe my hands off today. All right, then my green paint pen. Drawing a little bit of a stem with my paint pen here, like that. And then, again, so you can kind of make this, you could go around if you've got more family members, if you've got more kids, grandkids, and I've got my little leaves there at the bottom. And let me show you the one that I made earlier with my kids. So again, here it is. My son is red, my daughter's blue, and then I was the green stem. And then that is the glass that they made for me together. So we've got the two sets here. We've got the handprints and the fingerprints, so very personal, very memorable, you know, that whole heirloom idea. And then you've got the kind of upscale, more tie-dye looking glasses. So if you like those dishes, if that's something you would want to serve to your mom or a friend or an aunt or somebody special in your life for Mother's Day, or a teacher perhaps for Teacher Appreciation Week, give me some likes and hearts, and please, please share this with people. We would love to have you share this. So I'm going to move on to gifts now. So let me move these out of the way. We'll bring them back at the end. So if you're just tuning in, we are making gifts for Mother's Day, or you could do Teacher Appreciation Day, or really gifts for any time. We're just focusing on Mother's Day because it's here and now. All right. For the next project, you're going to need one of these wreaths. And this one just came from the Dollar Tree. And then you're going to need some crepe paper of a color of your choice. And I was kind of going for spring when I did this, so it's a little bit crazy. I'm going to hot glue on a piece of the crepe paper. And then I'm going to start wrapping it around like this. And it will be as fast as I can. So while I'm going fast, why don't you guys tell me, what was your favorite Mother's Day gift or memory of Mother's Day? And pets count too. I was a mom of a dog for 15 and a half years till it was her time to leave us. We missed her a lot. Now we have a guinea pig. And he's hysterical. So again, going round and round, sharing with me the memories, where you're from. I want to know. I love seeing how people all over the world watch this. It's just so fascinating to me. The world over the internet. What's the weather like for you? Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? Is it, oh, seasons are different too. So is it winter for you guys? You know, what season are you in? We're entering, we're in the middle of spring, really. April, May, springtime. All right, I'm almost done. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, tear that off. Finish it up. There we go. And then as I finish this up, just another little dab of hot glue to tuck that in, okay? So you could just kind of leave a crepe paper. You could make crepe paper wreaths. That'd be kind of cool and make some cool bows and stuff. All right. Next, I'm going to take this scarf. So again, just a scarf. This one came from Dollar Tree. You could buy it from wherever. And I'm going to flip it so I can hide where I was before. So I'm going to make one of those loops like this. And then I'm going to pass through this. Sorry, Brielle. I'm going to pass through the scarves like that. Split them like this. So what I'm making is the loop on the top. Do you see that? And then I'm going to take the extra and just tie it. Make a little bow. My bow was bigger the first time I made this. So I would have to adjust that a little bit, but there you go. So there's your hanging part, and then you would floof this bow up. Okay. And my bow is crooked too. Lovely. All right, now I've got some clothespins. This is where it gets really fun. Now you could decorate these any way you want. You could use some tape. You could paint them. You can do whatever you want. But to be quicker for y'all, I'm just going to start gluing them on there. So you're going to stick these around like that. And again, you could decorate them. What color would you decorate them? Would you use tape? Would you use paint? What would you do with these clothespins? Give me some ideas, because then I'll know what to decorate mine with. Because I'll go back and decorate them. almost done with these. You can put as many of these as you want on. Just kind of depends upon what you're going to do for the next part, which is the gift part of it. So your choice. All right, almost done. One more. And there. Perfect. Okay, so again, you decorate these clothespins however you want to. Now, this is where it gets fun. Now you're going to personalize it with things for the person you're giving it to. So I just have some flower seeds. I'm going to clip those in there. I've got some tea. So I'm just going to put some tea in like that. Let's see, I'll go with that one there. Some tea in there. And then lastly, I've got chocolate. Who's a chocolate fan? Anyone chocolate fans out there? My daughter is raising her hand. I know you can't see her. So yes, chocolate. What would you put in these clips? Tell me what you would put in them. These are Ghirardelli minis. Lots of variety. It's a variety pack. I know somebody told me recipe cards. So if you were doing a recipe exchange, you could make this with your friends and then go home with a bunch of recipes. If you were doing a baby shower, you could do like some socks and some fun things like that. I'm gonna turn this around. Got some glue in there. But there it is. And you hang this up maybe in their kitchen, the person you're gonna give this to. Maybe you have that dish set waiting for them so that they can have their tea with their mug or their breakfast. But then they hang this up and then they can pull their little treats out. You can change this scarf up so they can wear it if it's something that they would wear to a ribbon later. And then you can just get creative with it. So after you've used all your snacks up, maybe you put flowers on there so that you can enjoy it for each season. Some leaves in the fall, some flowers in the spring. Maybe you put pictures in it with your family. So what would you put? What would be the thing you would give? Do you know who you're, okay, 2 questions. Do you know who you would make this for? And then what would you put in this for them? So answer that for me because I love seeing this because then you'll give me more ideas. And then if you like this, please give me some shares, some likes and some hearts. And then please share this with anyone you feel that would be interested. I would love for it to be shared with anybody that would be somebody who would like to make that. All right, I have one more gift for you guys. One more gift thing to make. And it does not have to do with the crepe paper. So let me move that away. Or hot glue. Let's see, let me move that there. All right. So for this one, I just started with a heart on a piece of paper. And then what I'm gonna do is I picked colors that are from my home, so I could leave this up all year round is kind of the goal here. So my house colors are blacks and grays and blues, but you could make this pastel-y for spring. You could make this, you know, somebody's favorite colors again. And again, you'll have to help me envision with me that you've got your family involved. You don't have to, but you can. It's kind of more fun. We had a blast when we did this all together. And now it hangs up in my room where I love it. All right. So same kind of idea. Again, everybody takes a turn with whatever color or all the colors. I think everybody used all the colors, didn't they, Brielle, when we did it? So the first thing we kind of did, let me use different fingers so we can get going here, is everybody kind of went around the perimeter, right? So that they could, you know, make the fingerprints. And then everybody just started doing this. So everybody's just making fingerprints all over it, all as you go around. There's no right or wrong. They can overlap, that kind of thing. They touch each other, it doesn't matter. And then everybody takes a turn. And usually, you know, you want to let it dry between each step. So again, those are pretty dried out, but you would just reapply. And if you did, say I was like, oh, I didn't get enough there, you just redo it. No right or wrong reason to it. So fill that heart up. Sorry, I'm wiping my hands off so I can move on to the next step for you. I will show you. This should be coated. You want it to be full of fingerprints. And then when it dries, after everybody's had their turn and it's totally full, you're gonna go in here and you're gonna cut out your heart. I'm gonna show you the finished product, I promise. So envision right now that there's a gazillion, not really a gazillion, but a lot of fingerprints. What are your colors in your home, or what colors do you think you would use right now? If you were gonna make something like this, what colors would you use? Okay, again, pretending that's drying and pretending it's full of fingerprints that look more fingerprinty. Now I've got a picture frame. This is a 10 by 13 for anybody who wants to know. And then I cut a piece of poster board to fit inside the size of the frame. And then what I'm gonna do, now that this is cut, I'm gonna glue it and stick it on the top of the picture like this. So it's glued, full of fingerprints. And then these mirror stickers are at the Dollar Tree. There's some that say family, there's some that say love, there's some that say friends. And you open these up, they're pretty great. You peel them off the back here. This sticker comes off, you pull this off. There's also a coating on the front. You pull that off, you stick that on. Now this one's a little wide for here, but I still think you could use it. This has got to be dry. You're gonna flip it over and put it inside your frame. That's not inside your frame, but I'm gonna move to show you. Like that. So there's your finished product. So you made all your fingerprints with your family or yourself or whoever, however you're doing this. Again, baby showers, weddings, these are great things for any occasion, really. Christmas, memories, holiday, any holiday really. Cut out your thing, glue it on there, stick your sticker on, and then you hang this up. So where would you hang something like this in your home? Do you know who would you give something like this to? And what colors would you use? So another idea, same concept. Where did it go? Here it is. Just different idea. It's an 8 by 10 frame. And then we just layered our favorite colors. So this first one is my husband. He went first, dried it. I was green. I went next, dried it. Then my daughter, she went next with the lighter blue because they both have blue favorite colors. And then the red one was my son. So stacked handprints of our family, wrote our names in, and then this is in our living room in our house. So this one's in my bedroom, this one's in my living room. So I hope you like these. Please give me some hearts and some likes if you do. Please share this with people you think would want to make it. Share it on your own page if you want to remember it. I share a lot of this stuff on my page. All right, let's go back over everything. Last chance to get in on the giveaway. Drum roll. Remember, you want to be telling us, what have you made for sorry, that was a question I had for you that I didn't get to. What is your favorite, one of your family traditions? And share it and add that in the comments. Okay, last chance for that, and we'll go back over the things that we made really fast. Let me get all the junk out of the way. Okay, so moving these over. First we made the mug. So just a heart mug. If you like it, send me hearts. And then bake this. Remember just to bake this, and that'll preserve it. Hand wash. Okay, so that was the first one we made. Decorate to your heart's desire. The second thing we made was the nail polish dip plate and cup set. Let's take a look at the other one and see how it's doing. So here it is. I'm going to go over the black so you can see that silver because that's looking pretty cool to me. So there's the black or the blue and the silver. The silver is actually covering the whole thing, so it's really shimmery. I'm loving that dish. Okay, it's still wet though, so I'm going to set it aside. Here's the cup for that one. So again, swirly. Feels like summer to me. And then we made, for those of you who like that personal touch or have kids, grandkids at home and you like the idea of preserving memories, we did the handprints underneath on the bottom and then the fingerprint glass to go with. So two different options to serve up. And then we made, where did it go? There it is. The gift wreath with the scarf that they can use later. And then you personalize it with the gifts that you like. Mine's tea and chocolate and flower seeds. But again, you could do recipe cards, photos, And it's something that they can use even after you're done with this. So you can kind of change it for the seasons and still have fun with it even after the gift is used up and you've enjoyed all your treats. Okay, the last thing that we made was the fingerprint art. So it's I call it heirloom art because for me it is. I've got my kids and my family's fingerprints. And we just, made that picture, or you could do the stamped hand version. And 2 gift ideas, or well, I guess the dishes are gift ideas too. So Teacher Appreciation Week is this week. This might be something good for them. Good for moms, grandmas, aunts, all that kind of stuff. Any special person in your life, birthdays. So, do we have a winner, Brielle?
I didn't see one, so I'm just going to check in case I missed it. But...
Okay. Sometimes it's hard because the comments all scroll, right?
There it is.
Okay.
I can't read the whole name, but it says Mary.
Well, Mary,
So...
congratulations. It's there. It's written there for you guys to see. So congratulations, Mary. I will be here next week doing more Hometalk Live stuff, but I'll be at a different time. I will be earlier in the day, on Tuesday still, though. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another DIY Live. They are all fantastic. And then also, tomorrow, the next live will be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you enjoy this. Hearts and thumbs if you do. Please share it. And I will read all those comments. And thank you again for tuning in. Thank you, Hometalk, for having me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.